Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are just going to do a general greenhouse update. It's been a while since I did one, so we've talked a lot about orchids, we've talked a lot about carnivorous plants, but I just wanted to do greenhouse in general, and we'll show you what's going on and talk about how the greenhouse is doing. Today is February the 15th, one day after Valentine's Day. So I love Valentine's Day for two reasons. One, because it's just a fun holiday to spend with your loved one, and two, plants start to grow again. On February the 12th, a few days before Valentine's Day, the light in my area reaches 10 hours a day again. It's rising in the sky. The greenhouse gets so much more light than it did a month ago, and yesterday was a balmy 83 degrees in here. I was able to start watering some of the the plants that need a dry winter rest. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning yet, still early. You'll probably see my coffee in a few of the shots. But anyways, the lights are off just for filming purposes. We'll start over here. The cassetum is turning yellow like it's supposed to. These leaves are going to drop off, and you can already see the new growth starting down there at my fingertip. Some of these plants over in this area were ones that were needing the dry winter rest. They've now started being watered again. I can see on some of the dendrobiums here, like that one, there's a bud coming out on both canes. Buds coming out. This is just sort of a mixture at this point of carnivorous plants and orchids. There's my heat mat, some pasture on that. And so if you can hear noise, what I've done this time is I have left the fogger on. I put it on manual override, and once we get down there we're going to talk a little bit about my fogger system as well. But in the meantime we'll work our way down. King sundews are doing great. The cymbidiums down there are doing wonderful. I brought one in the house now, which was great because it was getting huge in here. This guy is an awesome bubblegum path. I'm going to do a separate video on him, but he looks really nice. Yeah, it's this time of year is great. I try to keep everything on the dry side in here all winter, so I can finally start to give stuff a bit more water because you get a bit more heat in the daytime. I noticed the vent in the greenhouse was even trying to open yesterday. I had to stop it because the outside roof has got bubble wrap on it still. It can't vent even if it wanted to. So the floor starts to get a little bit messy this time of year. It needs all the plants taken out and swept out, but being you can't have the door open because it's winter time and you can't just put the plants outside to do it, and there's so many in here, it starts to look a little bit messy. Vandas, this is all Spanish moss. There's Spanish moss starting to like accumulate everywhere. It's growing on all the vandas. Spanish moss is cool though. In the springtime it has yellow flowers and they have a really strong scent. I really like the scent too. There's a white phalaenopsis. Here's my coffee. Told you it was early. Have a cup of coffee. The mastivalias and that down below here, they are doing great. They're starting to all come out and spike this time of year. The sun is starting to hit that wall when it's sunny. Today's a cloudy day. And it's funny because it's starting to get foggy in here. So, why don't we have a look at these plants over here. Sun pitchers love the humidity. All the carnivorous plants really, and the orchids love the humidity. I have a 45-gallon tank down below there. You can't see much of anything now. I have a 45-gallon tank down below there, and it has two 9-head foggers in, so I have 18 ultrasonic foggers down there. There's a fan on this side which isn't running right now, and there's a lid on this half of the 45-gallon tank with another fan on it, so the two foggers float in the water down there. The fan blows this way, and there's a 10-gallon tank sitting on top of the 45-gallon tank. Blows this way underneath the 10-gallon tank and up. So, and then it comes up and it goes straight through the Draculas. So you can see here there's some Masdevallias and Draculas in this area. Normally I have the humidity set to 85% in the wintertime and 95% in the summertime. I reduce the humidity a bit in the winter just to keep down mold and fungus and that sort of thing. But I thought for this video I'm going to turn it on, that way I'll remember to talk about it. And now I certainly can't forget to talk about it. So I think humidity is definitely key to growing carnivorous plants and orchids and any tropical plants. I tend to think of my greenhouse as sort of a highland greenhouse or an intermediate growing greenhouse, depending if you're growing carnivorous plants or if you're growing orchids. So, but in the highland conditions, it is very humid. It still gets warm. Like as I say, yesterday was 83 degrees in here. Nighttime lows are set to 55. I actually bumped them up recently, and now they're at 60 or 57. I just bumped them up a few degrees. I had some Phalaenopsis that had some bud blasts, so I wanted to just warm it up a bit so I didn't have any more. But actually I noticed up here, I'll swing you really slowly, I have one more Phalaenopsis that's got some bud blast on right there. You can see the green bud on the left and then the white bud on the right that has like a brown stem now. So I'm going to lose that bud. But that should hopefully be the last of it because I bumped up the temperature in here. Lots of Dracula orchids are in bloom again. You can see them all back there. That is a Hirsuta red. This is a Vampira bud. This is a Dracula mopsis. Another Dracula mopsis. I do good with Draculas because of all the humidity. Ooh, there's a big bud there. I didn't even see that one. That one looks like it is a Vampira. What else do we got going on here? Look, I don't know if you can see back here. I'm gonna wiggle it. That's about all I can do with you. Ooh. I'm holding another big bud back there. I can't even tell what it is. Could be a chimera. Tillandsias, seed pods on some of them. I got a new Tillandsia, a new air plant. A few of them are getting blooms on to bloom this year. I'll move away from the fog so it clears up a little bit. Here's my new air plant. It's quite a good one, quite a big one. Let me see if I can focus on it. Focus. I think it's so three-dimensional. There we go. Didn't know what to focus on. So this is a hybrid. This is a Eric no block. So yeah, it's big. It's huge. My class is an extra large. I like air plants. Nobly dendrobiums are, the buds are really swelling. They should be open soon. Lots of buds on this plant everywhere. The more you look, the more buds you just find on it, so that's awesome. The Nepenthes, this is Spectabile. It's been in bloom for all winter with these stupid little ones, and it seems like it hasn't pictured for me. It's really weird. I don't know if it's just because it's in a dark spot. It sits on the floor, and down here all the basal shoots have little pitchers on, but the main vining stem is too worried about flowering to do any pitchering at this point. Or it could be that it's like 3 or 4 layers back and not getting a proper light either. There is the vanilla orchid. I have a love-hate relationship with this guy. I would love for it to grow, and I hate that it doesn't grow. This shoot is new. It shot up like a 10-inch shoot on it, and then it just stopped. I don't know why. One root went into the ground, 2 roots came out this way, and they just stopped. I don't know why. The main vine is back there. It's a bit lighter in color. I did have it turned and facing this light here, and I think it was getting a little bit too much light. It was just getting too light, so I've turned it from the light, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better there. I try to keep this moist as well, hoping that it'll shoot out some new roots, but it doesn't, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. What else do we have here? My last ditch attempt at saving a big Oncidium here. It lost everything, so I'm just hanging it. I've saved a few like that before. I just pierce the pseudobulb and let it hang, and it sometimes will grow roots, sometimes it won't. I haven't bothered with the bag method. I just it's humid enough in here, as you can see, or as you can't see. What else can I tell you? Yeah, we are still bubble wrapped. The bubble wrap will be coming down soon, probably in the next couple weeks. I'm going to start taking it down, especially from the front. On sunny days, these panels are removable. They're just stuck up there with moisture. They don't need tape or anything, so I take down that one, and that one to let the sun come in, because that's facing south, and that really warms it up. This bubble wrap is actually on the outside, but it's one big sheet, and it's like secured in place with tape and that, so I can't just easily take it up and down like I can these ones. So pretty soon that front piece will come down as well. Always would want to start with the south wall first if you're gonna uninsulate anything. From there, then the side walls can be done. And yeah, I'm also still working. Whoa, we went dark. Let's move away from that light. I'm still working on a new greenhouse, so that's coming along. I've started building the pieces of it. I did up the diagram, and there's 10 main pieces that I have to build. So I've built a lot of the pieces, and now it's just going to be a matter of polycarbonating it, like each piece at a time, and I'm going to put it together like a kit in 10 pieces. This is Ontoglossidium there. That's a cool grower. Oncidium hybrids. This area here, in between the front and the back, is where I put my plants that are in spike, so I know to be extra careful in this area. Have a few handy tools laying around. These little micro scissors are awesome. Zap straps, thermometer gun, one of those infrared ones. Some of my other tools are over here. More scissors, the turkey baster. Whenever I need to water, I have some fresh clean water handy, and I can water like this. And that way, as I said, I try to keep everything kind of dry in the wintertime. My winter watering schedule is kind of like keep it moist enough to survive for another 3 or 4 days and then rewater. I never try to pour water right through it and let everything drip on the floor this time of year. So this is how I water my little Nepenthes. So yeah, just turkey baster it. The helianthores get the same. They get usually double, so it just starts to come out the bottom. The cephalotus, they don't get nearly as much. They get like a quarter every once in a while. Stuff like that. The seedling Nepenthes get it. But it's really just, I try to keep everything dry. At least the floor. I try not to get the leaves wet. I don't want any mold on the leaves either. So, hopefully this video is not too foggy for you. But yes, I love humidity. I love the fog in here. I think it does the plants really well. And I attribute that to a lot of my success is the elevated humidity. As air warms, the humidity drops. So in a greenhouse like this, we can have fluctuations in temperature from 55 at night to 85 in the daytime, we'll say. So we got 30 degrees difference, and in that 30 degrees, 85 degree air holds so much more moisture than 55 degree air. So the humidity system will kick on as soon as it's below the preset point and keep the air humid. It seems like as the air is warming, it's almost a never-ending battle. The foggers are always on, just putting more humidity in the air, and then as soon as the temperature stays stable for a while, the humidity is able to catch up, and then the foggers turn off. But if you didn't have the humidity in here, the extra humidity, at nighttime your greenhouse would be just fine, but as it warmed up in the daytime, your humidity would drop, and a greenhouse that doesn't have any extra humidity equipment in it can have humidity as high as 95% at night and 20% during the day. So that drop to 20% during the day, although maybe not fatal, is definitely not as healthy, and definitely doesn't do the plants as much good as having a nice warm day and humidity. So that way they have that extra requirement met as well. But anyways, there's a foggy greenhouse update for you. My van does hang right here at the front as well. So anyways, I'll try to give another update in a month. Big stuff will be starting to happen now that the daylight hours are getting longer again and the sun's getting higher in the sky. Stuff really starts to take off now. Anyways guys, thanks for watching.